Hi, my name is Bhisham, and I'm your neighbor. So I was born in Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean, and I lived there until I was 6 years old. And then when I was 6 years, my mom got a job opportunity, and we moved to Guyana in South America, where I lived until I was 18 years old. And then I got an opportunity to come to Canada as a student at Trent University, where I studied history and international development studies. For as long as I could remember, my dream was always to go abroad, to go somewhere where I could learn about the world and to study, to build friendships. But the most important thing I wanted was somewhere where it was cold and where it snowed, because I came from a very hot country and I'm not a fan of the summer. Almost overnight, I came to a country where I was visible as a minority. I would walk down the streets and no one looked like me. And in my time as a student, I was never in a classroom where there was another person of color. And I never had a teacher that looked like me even, which really taught me the importance of representation, because that really affected me and made me feel like I didn't belong and put me on the edge a lot to be such a visible minority. There was one instance where I was in Union Station in Toronto and on my way back and just kind of walking to get my train ticket, and I bumped into someone while walking, and I turned around to him and I apologized and I said sorry. And he just looked at me and he just said to me, "Go back where you come from." And that's a phrase that I've heard a lot of people have dealt with, and I've heard people talk about it, but I'd never heard it before directed at me. And I just remember standing in Union Station, kind of freezing in that moment, just questioning, did I really hear him correctly? Is that what he meant? And then just sort of seeing his face as he walked away, looking at me, kind of staring me down, confirmed that that is what he said. On a daily basis, it's like a mosquito bite, where it begins to itch and it makes you uncomfortable over time. So I've been working at the New Canadian Centre for over 5 years now, and I started working here after I graduated. And in my time in Canada, that was the first moment where I truly felt belonging. Coming here into a space where I'm surrounded by people that look like me, that have similar experiences like me, and that I see clients that share those experiences, I see myself reflected in them, and they see themselves reflected in me. That was the first moment that I realized, now that I finally had representation, the value that not having it, the impact that had for me. Right now, I'm a master's student in social work where I have an interest in mental health, and I'd like to work within that field because there are not many people that look like me in that field, particularly in smaller cities like Peterborough. And I also come from a culture where mental health is stigmatized, from dealing with it, but also asking for help. And so it's very difficult to address that stigma if there are people that don't look like you in those spaces. And so for me, it's really important that I try to fill that gap and fill that void for other people that might be struggling in their experiences. My name is Bhisham Ramoutar. I'm a lover of food, a community builder, a son, a friend, and I'm your neighbor.
This project was made possible through funding provided by the Community Support, Multiculturalism and Anti-Racism Initiatives Program at the Department of Canadian Heritage. You can learn more about your neighbors in the Our Neighbourhood series at www.nccpeterborough.ca/ourneighbourhood.